What happens if our body is deprived of nutrition and continuously fed unhealthy food? It begins to show symptoms of deficiencies, which we then have to treat with supplements of vitamins and nutrients. For centuries, our colonial masters fed us educational junk. The aim was to make us deficient in national pride, which would keep us under their boots. Unfortunately, the course correction that should have happened after independence did not happen. We still learn lineages of invaders, but very little of our own glorious kings and queens and brave warriors. If we want to inculcate a sense of national pride, especially amongst our youngsters, we need supplements of vitamin H for history that will overcome this deficiency in our textbooks. Vikram Sampath's book, Bravehearts of Bharat, is one such supplement. It gives us 15 stories of brave men and women who fought valiantly against invaders for their rights, faith, and freedom. It's the second book in my nationalist series in the run up to the Republic Day. Let's switch on the reading lamp. Hello, I'm Asavari, and on this channel, I review books and talk about reading in general. Shall we have a look at the details of today's book?
Facts and Figures.
Bravehearts of Bharat, written by Vikram Sampath, is a non-fiction book, first published in 2022 by Penguin Random House India. The book is 334 pages long. It's available in paperback, hardcover, and Kindle editions. The audiobook is also available on Audible India. The link to buy the book on Amazon is pinned in the first comment and in the description below. Now let's talk about the actual contents of the book. But as you know, no spoilers, no worries. Just
The cover story.
the title says Vignettes from Indian History. Accordingly, it has 15 independent chapters, each dedicated to the life, time, and work of one brave hero or heroine of Indian history. The book covers a large canvas in terms of time and geography. From the 7th century to the 18th century, the book tells us stories of Lalitaditya Muktapida of Kashmir to Martandvarma of Travancore and Kanhoji Angre of Konkan to Lachit Borphukan of Assam. Yes, this book also has a chapter on Lachit Borphukan. My last episode was on a book about this great Ahom commander. If you missed it, there's a link up there or and in the description below to that episode. Besides these four, in this book, you will also find chapters dedicated to Rajaraja and Rajendra Chola, Maharana Kumbha of Mewad, Banda Singh Bahadur, and Rajarshi Bhagya Chandra Jai Singh of Manipur. What makes this book even more attractive to me is that besides these 8 men, it also tells us the stories of 7 women who bravely defied convention. Rani Naiki Devi of Gujarat, Rani Rudrama Devi of Warangal, Rani Abakka Chauta of Ullal, Chand Bibi of Ahmednagar, Devi Ahilyabai Holkar of Indore, Velu Nachiyar of Shivaganga, and Begum Hazrat Mahal of Awadh. Just look at that lineup. I'm sure that just like me, depending on where you live and where you went to school, some of these names must be familiar, but a few must be completely unknown. And even those that we are familiar with, we probably know little more than the bare facts. I'm curious to know which of these names are new to you. Let me know in the comments. I would really like to know. The chapters are short but rich on details. At the end of each chapter, you will find notes and references that tell you the source of that information, elaborate and clarify some points, and give you food for further study if you wish to do so. Let me tell you why I believe this book should become mandatory reading for all Indians.
Speaking my mind.
I will put my reasons for recommending this book in 3 points. Number 1, the breadth and depth of details. In each chapter of this book, the author not only gives you the history of its protagonist, but also a lot of background information about that particular time period in history. This allows you to read each story independently without having to refer to any external sources. I'll give you an example of what I mean. It's unfortunate but true that I had never heard of Rajarshi Bhagyachandra Jai Singh of Manipur. Through this book, I learnt about the Maitai royals. I found out that Jai Singh had a very good equation with the Ahom kings, that it was his father, Pamhaiba, who introduced Hinduism in the state and gave the name Manipur to the kingdom. I also found out that it was King Jai Singh who conceptualized a new dance form in 1779, which later became one of India's 8 classical dances, the Manipuri Ras Leela. Each of these chapters probably deserves a book of their own. But what Vikram Sampath has done is concentrate all that information into one potent capsule. To be honest, I raced through this book because I wanted to talk about it today. I was reading till late at night yesterday, but I'm going to reread this book at leisure. It's a book that needs to be read slowly in order to imbibe all that information. Number two, authenticity and presentation. When you read a non fiction book on history, you are looking for established and not embellished facts. Vikram Sampath is very clear about his sources. Just think, every chapter has more than 4 pages of references and an additional 8-page common bibliography, which is almost 70 pages of references. This is serious business. He has taken this huge amount of research and put it in a format that makes it comprehensible for an ordinary person like me. He also puts it into the right perspective. For example, I knew even before reading this book that besides educational institutions and dharamshalas or places of rest for weary travelers, Punya Shlok Ahilya Devi liberally gave grants to build and restore temples all over India. Her charitable contributions were not limited to the boundaries of Malwa, her kingdom. It was her way of uniting the subcontinent in a unique sacred manner. From Srinagar, Kathmandu, Rishikesh, Varanasi to Indore, Pune, Srishailam, Udupi, Gokarna, she contributed to the cultural and spiritual renaissance through the medium of pilgrimage. This I realized because of Vikram Sampath's writing. Number three, the sense of national pride that the book will give you. A warning is necessary here. You cannot have a book about those who valiantly fought against invaders without writing about the horrific tortures meted out by those invaders. Reading about that will make you cry and it will make your blood boil. But that is exactly why the bravery of these warriors is so incredible. It is beyond our imagination. In the foreword of the book, Vikram Sampath says, the fact that we are still surviving as one of the most ancient civilizations of humanity and that our cultures, traditions, languages, and religions have survived clearly indicates that there must have been strong resistance we always offered or some battles we decisively won. Our textbooks across the country uniformly tell us about the history of our invaders and marauders and colonial masters. Yet, while I learnt in detail about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj as a student in Maharashtra, I didn't learn about Raja Jai Singh of Manipur. As a student in Karnataka, I learnt about Abbakka Chota, but not about Lachit Borphukan of Assam. In this book, I read about Bravehearts from across the length and breadth of my country. The author doesn't glorify them. In places, he even points out their weaknesses and decisions which went wrong and had disastrous results. But their bravery fills you with admiration and pride. That is what I believe the author set out to do, and I think he has succeeded spectacularly. Now it's time for the LINEDSCAPE rating of today's book.
LINEDSCAPE Rating.
If you want to know more about my LINEDSCAPE book rating system, please check out the link up there to a video that explains it. The same link is in the description below also. All the parameters for this book are a 9 or 10, except for aesthetics, which is 8 because of the tiny font, language, which is 8 because in places the sentence construction was a bit odd. I had to reread it for to make sense. S for sense is also 8 because the book is complicated. That gives us a score of 92 over 100, which makes it a perfect 5 star. And now it's time to put my thoughts.
In a nutshell,
Bravehearts of Bharat by Vikram Sampath is a concentrated and much needed dose of history. It fills a part of the lacuna in our history textbooks. These are stories of 15 of the bravest men and women in our history, but I'm sure there are many more such unsung heroes. I sincerely hope that this will not be a one off, but the first in a series of books. That may or may not happen. Make sure you read this one. Before I go, remember I upload a fresh episode every Friday. This entire month, we are focusing on our Braveheart nationalists. Next week will be an equally interesting book about another chapter of our history. If you liked this episode, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell icon so you never miss an episode. And please share with your friends and family. The more, the merrier. This is Asavri signing off for now, and until the next time, have fun under the reading lamp. Switch on, read on.